graduates of the extraordinary class of 2025. What a moment, what a milestone. Please give it up for yourselves. It is truly an honor to be back at the Barclays Center to celebrate with all of you, not just as a trustee or an alum, but as someone who knows firsthand what it means to cross this stage, carrying both ambition and uncertainty in equal measure. I was once where you are now, not just figuratively, but literally. I sat in these very seats, in a rented gown, diploma bound, unsure of what would come next, but certain that I have been changed by this institution. My journey to Baruch didn't begin in a classroom. It began on the dusty roads in southern Afghanistan, where I served as a U.S. Marine and made a decision to leave active military service. I was just a few years removed from a combat deployment when I walked into Baruch's doors. I carried with me not only the weight of that experience, but also a burning desire to rebuild, to find purpose, and to understand how to serve, not just in uniform, but also in community. And Baruch welcomed me with open arms. It challenged me intellectually, sharpened me professionally, and reminded me that my voice and my story mattered. This college didn't just educate me, it equipped me, and it propelled me. I want to speak to you plainly today, not with lofty rhetoric or sweeping generalization, but with three simple truths. First, you matter. And what you choose to do with your life from this day forward matters. Second, you will fail, and that failure will teach you what success never could. Third, hope is not naive. Hope is your secret weapon. Let me start with the uncomfortable truth hardly anybody mentions at graduations. You're going to fail. Not might fail, you will fail. Some of you will face rejection letters that will sting for months. Others will launch businesses that crumble, relationships that fracture, or dreams that don't unfold the way you sketched them out at 3 a.m. I know because I've been there. After leaving the Marines, I thought my path was clear. I faced rejection after rejection. I was often told, you have an impressive background. I'm just not sure how it translates. A common refrain many veterans encounter when seeking employment. The many medals I earned for exemplary service did not matter. I walked out of many interview screenings questioning everything. My abilities, my worth, my future. But here's what I learned. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the raw material of success. Every setback became a setup for something better. Every no clarified what I really wanted to hear yes to. Every door that closed forced me to build my own. The question isn't whether you'll face failure, it's how you'll respond when you do. Will you let it define you, or will you let it refine you? Because the people who change the world aren't the ones who never stumble. They're the ones who get back up with more wisdom, more determination, and more compassion for others who are struggling. Your resilience isn't built in comfort. It's forged in those moments when everything, especially everything, feels impossible. And you choose to keep going anyway. When you're tempted to give up, remember, every person who ever accomplished anything meaningful has stood exactly where you'll stand, at the crossroads between quitting and continuing. The only difference between those who make it and those who don't is what they choose in that moment. Which brings me to my third truth. In a world drowning in cynicism, hope isn't naive, it's revolutionary. The world you're graduating in today is messy, unpredictable, polarized. It's easy to grow jaded, easy to believe that real change is impossible or that our common bonds have frayed beyond repair. But I'm here to tell you, don't buy it. What I've learned from war zones to government halls, from classrooms to boardrooms, is that hope isn't wishful thinking. Hope is strategic. Hope is necessary. Hope is what separates those who drift from those who drive change. In a time when, as one of my favorite quotes by Herman Dean warns, apathy and despair now loiter where perseverance and ingenuity once dwelled. We need you, each of you, to resist that drift, to keep choosing to care, to keep daring to act, because greatness, true greatness, has never been a product of passivity. It is built through the sum of daring individual actions, one person, one will, one choice at a time. You don't have to change the world, the entire world overnight, but you can change someone's world today. Maybe that's through building a business that creates opportunity for others. Maybe it's by teaching in under-resourced schools, organizing your neighborhood, or simply showing up for your loved ones with consistency and grace. Pursue your own success, and you should. Dream big, earn well, travel far. But never forget that when guided by conscience and purpose, personal ambition doesn't have to undermine the well-being of others. It can uplift it. Your ambition and your compassion are not competing forces. They're complementary ones. The Baruch degree you now hold, it's not just a credential. It's a covenant with yourself, with your community, and with your future. It says to the world that you are capable, that you've been trained in the art of navigating complexity, thinking critically and solving real problems. So do that for yourself, for your communities, for those you will never meet, but whose lives you made one day better because of something you started, built, defended, or believed in. And as you do, stay grounded, stay grateful, stay human. Because in the end, we're not defined by our resumes or our titles, we're defined by how we treat others, especially those who have less power, fewer resources, or fewer chances. When you face those inevitable moments of doubt, and you will, remember this day. Remember that you are part of something larger. You are joining an alumni network of more than 175,000 strong. But more importantly, you are joining the ranks of those who refuse to accept the world as it is, and instead work to make it as it should be. To the class of 2025, the road ahead will always be smooth, but you have everything you need to navigate it. When you succeed, lift others with you. When you stumble, get back up stronger. And when the world tries to convince you that hope is foolish, prove them wrong with your actions. There is more that binds us than divides us. Never forget that. And never stop believing that your voice, your story, and your contributions matter. Congratulations, Bearcat. Go forward with courage, with clarity, with resilience, and above all, with heart.